Good morning, everyone. How are you this Friday? It's day 4 now. I wonder what will be behind our block today. If you've missed the other days, do scroll down and find them because we are going on a journey all the way to Christmas Day to see what happens. Now, yesterday we learned about Abraham and Sarah, his wife, and how they had a baby very late when they were very old. And God had chosen Abraham to be the father of as many people, of grandchildren, children, great-grandchildren, everybody, as stars in the sky. That's why there were stars. So let's just see what today says, shall we? Number 4. And number 4 has on it some stones and some wood on top. Now that's a bit odd, isn't it? That seems a bit strange. Let me fill you in. When Isaac was a certain age, God spoke to Abraham again and said, Abraham, I want you to give me a present. I want you to give me a gift. Now, Abraham was quite used to that. In those days, people would, in order to tell God how much they loved him, they would give something called a sacrifice. It would be something that they found precious. It was usually an animal. It was usually a little lamb or maybe a dove, or it might have been something even bigger, a big sheep, a big ram, a big male sheep. And God just said, no, this time I want something even more precious. I want you to give me Isaac, your son. Ooh, Abraham thought to himself, I expect, okay. Now, I know that God's promised me this promise. I'm going to be the father and grandfather and great-grandfather of so many people. God must have a reason for this. I trust him and God has made me this promise. This is okay. We'll do this. So one day, Abraham and Isaac went up a hill to make this sacrifice. Isaac took the wood on his back, and Abraham would have taken some burning coals to make a fire and probably a knife. And they got to the top of the hill and they built the stones up and they put the wood on top of the sacrifice. And I should imagine that Isaac thought, oh, what are we sacrificing? And then Abraham said, Isaac, I need you to lie down. Now, that was tough. Isaac must have thought to himself, well, whew, but I know that my dad loves me and there must be a reason for this. So he did as he was told and he lay down on the coals and on everything. That was tough. That was very tough. Abraham's heart must have been crying inside. His only son was there, ready for him to give to God and to kill. But just as it was about to happen, God shouted from heaven, no, stop. I know, Abraham, that you love me enough to give me your only son. Take him off the altar. He's not hurt. Give him a hug. And that's what they did, I'm sure. Can you imagine the relief for both Abraham and Isaac? And as they turned round, they saw a ram, a big male sheep, caught with his horns in a local bush, a little bush. And so they picked up the ram and they put that on the altar and they killed that, and then they set fire and they burned the lamb instead of Isaac. And you know, that is just such an amazing story, because if we go forward lots and lots of years, even past this bit, even further, God shows us as people how much he loves us, because he did exactly what Abraham was about to do. He gave us his only son, his one and only son. And he actually did give Jesus to die for us. And he didn't replace him with anyone. He gave his one and only son to die for us. And we are here today because of that. And do you remember I said on the very beginning, at first day, God loved us so much that he gave us his one and only son, Jesus. That if we believe in him, we can live forever. And this story today is a reminder that even Abraham was asked to give his one and only son. And God said, no, not this time. I'm going to do that later. What an amazing inspiration Abraham was. Abraham trusted God enough to do that. And I just think that's amazing. And I'm going to take that with me today, that whatever it is that God's asking me to do today, I know he loves me and he's made these promises and nothing is going to be too difficult. I hope you have a good day today, and I'll see you probably a little bit later tomorrow because it is the weekend. So look out for day 5 and have a fantastic day today. Bye.